Thanks for watching Notepad. I'm your host Ibrahim Sani. Today we shall deep dive into the area of deep data economy because we want to understand a little bit better about how companies can improve themselves within this space. Joining me for today is the MD of Alibaba Cloud Malaysia, Kenny Tan. Kenny, thanks very much again for joining us. We want to explore the whole data management of companies and how people can move not just from storing data in the cloud, but also using it for enterprise purposes, including AI, artificial intelligence, as well as mining it for big data and much more. Before we start any further, could you describe to us a little bit about what your company does, Alibaba Cloud?
Well, thanks, Ibrahim, for having me here. Alibaba Cloud set up this presence in Malaysia 2 years back, and well, we have setting up the infrastructures, include our data centers in Malaysia, in Malaysia as well. So currently we have 2 data centers here in Malaysia, and also 1 anti-DDoS scrubbing center, which is taking care of those securities of our data as well. All right. So the objective of Alibaba Cloud in Malaysia is a site to provide the infrastructures as a service to the enterprises, SME, as well as startup. But we're also looking at bringing the technology to empower the locals by partnership with the local SME, local partners, and bring them to the next level of the technology itself.
This space, it can be argued that it's quite constricted because the players within this particular sector does have deep pockets. I'm talking about Amazon Web Services, I'm talking about Microsoft, and now you guys. It's important for us to note that for you to succeed in this space, you need to have deep pockets, you need to have a lot of capital. Do you think that you guys have a little bit more of a competitive edge against your competitors that have been in this game for a bit longer than you guys have?
Well, I think right now, yeah, of course, there are a lot of players, cloud players in the markets right now, and I would say that today a lot of enterprise, even the SMEs, is looking for multi-cloud providers. They will not just stick with one cloud. And from Alibaba Cloud perspective, we are we have the subsidiaries of Alibaba Group, and today we're entering the market is with the ecosystem that we have today. All right. I'll just give you an example. For instance, if there's an SME that would like to embark on an Alibaba Cloud, they are not just bringing the technologies to them. They are not just hosting on Alibaba Cloud. We're also looking at how to bring their business abroad, right? How to leverage on our other ecosystem, for example, Alibaba.com, the rest of the business unit, how to benefit them and bring them together and expand their business itself. So that is where we're coming from. Right? It's not just a saying that hey, move your workload to cloud. Well, today, aside move your workload to cloud, and everyone is talking about maybe cheaper. All right, but what's next? How does they leverage on digital transformations to expand their business, to do more business? I think this is where all the SME and enterprise today are looking at.
There's also the element of bundling, as you're mentioning just now. Microsoft will always have hardware as well as software that they can bundle together for enterprises as well as startups to use. Amazon does have the same thing, and of course, everybody knows about Amazon.com and how they can leverage on that. Alibaba, make no mistake, you're no small player in this space. You know, I mean, there's always Lazada that you can leverage on here in Malaysia, many more other places that you can talk about. Alibaba in Singapore, in China. At the end of the day, it boils down to how you want to roll out the service for your customers, for your clients, big and small, enterprise to startup. And the pain has to be close to minimal, right, in terms of, I guess, switching from one provider to the next, or adopting your services from the get-go as the company establishes itself. How painful in terms of technology adoption for companies to take on a new cloud provider such as yourself?
Well, I think, well, they are a journey, all right? So we're looking at, for example, that those who never embark on the clouds, right? So to them, they also have a journey to understand how does clouds able to help them in their business, all right? So that is also a painful journey to take a first step out to understand a cloud, to understand cloud securities, and how does this workload that moving to the clouds, and how to bring them to the next stage itself. For those that are already on the cloud itself, they are more looking at, how should I balance up my workload together, all right? Not putting everything on one basket, putting all their egg in one basket, but they're looking at, multi-cloud providers. And well, some customers may look into how should I move to the Alibaba Cloud, or some may are looking at, okay, I would use this as a second tier applications hosting. All right, so they internally they will put like, okay, tier 1 they put in A provider, tier 2 put in B provider, tier 3 put into C provider, something like that. Yeah. All right, or even though looking at making as a disaster recovery for any of the event that that is at anything happens, right? And looking at that, Malaysia itself, well, from the top international providers, Alibaba Cloud is the one that appears to have a presence in Malaysia. What I mean is the data centers' appearance in Malaysia itself. So that is where, given a better secure and a better comfort zone to the enterprises, SME, and also startups to reach us out faster and getting more information faster as well.
Kenny, this all boils down to also how a company think about themselves strategically, right? When you have CEOs running the business and they're gunning for not just about profitability, but also brand building, about how to impress upon their customers, about how to ensure that their shareholders' wealth is increased. And then you have the technology team that is assisting the CEOs. And by and large, it's the CTOs that deal with you. It's the CIOs, Chief Information Officer, Chief Data Officer, Chief Intelligence Officer that comes to you and deals with you guys. And it doesn't take much for two techie, I guess, groups to find a common ground. The problem would lie on CEOs because they have that kind of perception on how a business should be run. And here you come with the technology solutions that might come with cost, but there's also an upscale of benefits for the companies. How do you reconcile between your clients, the technology team with the business executives teams? How do they find common ground in terms of trying to decide, okay, this is the time we should go for cloud, and this is the time we should go for Alibaba instead of the other guys?
Well, you look from a business point of view. Today, business will come into situations like, today I have an idea. All right, so they will go and tell the IT team, I have this idea. For example, I have this mobile app, and I want to roll it. So IT team will tell me, okay, I have, maybe I need, from a traditional perspective, I need 3 months' time. I need to procure the hardware, I need to set it up, I need to install it, and blah, 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 blah. So then they need the 3 months' time. But today's business will tell you, no, I want it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I need to go live tomorrow.
Worse, yesterday, right? They want it yesterday.
Yes. Nowadays, when you ask the IT, when you need it, yesterday, right? So how you do it? Cloud is the only one. Cloud is the only infrastructures that you rely on to turn it on fast. And I always tell my customers, cloud is the infrastructures that allows you to fail faster. Why I say so? Is because if today there is a product or there is a product that you want to roll out, for example, a mobile app they want to roll out, you don't know what's the adoption rate. You don't know how people accept your mobile app. And if you go and buy all the hardware, millions of dollars that you spend, and what if it's fail? So if on cloud itself, immediately you can sponsor the instance, you can install the applications and roll it out to the market, and you will know immediately what's the impact and what is the adoptions from the market. If it's not good, then shut it down. And you just spend probably a few hundreds of it. That's all.
Yeah.
But if today is a traditional way, then it takes longer than that.
So you're talking about time being a cost, not money necessarily.
Yes.
But the ability for
time
companies,
to market.
Yeah.
The more slower you are, your competitors will be behind you. The faster you are, your competitors may not be able to catch it up.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more with Alibaba Cloud with Kenny Tan. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for joining us again. Today we are talking with Alibaba Cloud. Kenny, Alibaba is notorious for rolling out their businesses in record breakneck speed, like light year speed. And it's not just, I guess, unique to Alibaba. If anybody has come into contact with any Chinese companies, such as Huawei, for instance, or many others, the speed of rolling out stuff is so fast that sometimes you get upset with your clients that might be rolling out slower. So the intensity for you to drive your business is faster than than the adoption rate that your customers and your clients can pick up. Do you think that it's time for companies around the world, in Malaysia in particular, for instance, to step up their game and join Alibaba in this quest of rolling out their businesses in the quickest way possible and in the most efficient way possible?
Well, I think, I see a lot of enterprise right now, they actually back up their speed, going to a market even faster than probably from a previous, because as I mentioned, that the business requirements and business to the market is faster than ever right now. Whoever who wait will be the loser, right? So we see today a lot of IT team, especially so CIOs, that they are really up to the speed. They are agile enough, right, to take up the speed and go to the market itself. So, well, I don't see there's any slowness, but everyone is trying that to catch up with the speed. I don't think it's because of any countries that impact, but it's the market, it's the business. Today the business is running fast, digital is going fast. So everyone is, prepare themselves better to go to the
next level,
the
of
business.
course. Okay, Kenny, I just want to recap a little bit about the data economy in Malaysia as well as in Southeast Asia. Data is everything now. We know that for a fact. We know that for a long time already. What are the current major trends of data economy that you can speak of that perhaps we might not know yet?
Well, today we can talk about data. Data is around us, everywhere. Even today, we're sitting here, there's a lot of data, right? So one of the things that we are looking at is like, for example, smart traffics, where there's been a lot of data around on the road itself, include the traffic lights, CCTVs, all right, the signals of the GPS and etc. But is anyone really having utilized this? In fact, we see that one of the projects that we do with local partners, Sonar Traffics, is on the smart traffics, right? So where we have all this data, which is not being used before, and we consolidate all this information and become an insights to the traffic lights providers. So where they can actually use this and to improve the traffic lights or green time of your traffics.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about SENA traffic systems, because it's not just about traffic management systems, it's also the ability for you to assist SENA in empowering the city that they operate in ensuring that the people's livelihoods are improved. And of course, this surely must come at some cost. Is the cost really that efficient for them to actually adopt this? Or is this cost really worthwhile for that city to pay off and also SENA traffic to pay in terms of getting the best out of this particular relationship that they have with you?
Well, this is kind of collaborations that we have with SENA. And just now, as you know, from Alibaba Cloud perspective, why we are here today? We are here today to empower the local, all right? We are not here to actually to looking at, giving a bill to our partners and then say that, this is the technology. No, we are here to bring them together, hand-holding them together. Today, with this collaboration with SENA, basically, aside from the technology itself, we're also looking at how to improve the traffics in Malaysia itself. And this is to benefit the citizens. It's not just anything about money, but it's really looking into how we bring the technology to empower the local and bring them to the next level. With SENA itself, we're also looking at, in the region itself, how we can bring SENA to the regional level, like, working with other partners in other countries as well.
Then how is this a little bit different or the same, I guess, with other smart traffic system operators like other navigation apps, Waze and others?
Well, it's totally different. Well, Waze is a navigation system, but if you look at what smart traffic is, it's more on traffic lights. How we use data to manage, to give insights to the traffic lights, telling them that, telling the traffic lights that, hey, your turning green is too slow, you have to be faster, right? And using the cameras on the roads to identify the length of the queue, counting vehicles, vehicle identifications, and all these informations. So whereas if you talk about the rest of for example, Waze is more on a navigations app, like guide you to the next, to the location itself. But whereas what we're doing with SENA traffic is more on enhancing the traffic's passing rate.
Now, of course, in order for this to work efficiently and continue to work efficiently, your R&D process in terms of getting the best solutions for your clients have to be tip-top. And this is where the real game is, in terms of how you can put yourself a little bit ahead of your competitors is in terms of trying to get the best R&D process out there. How would you describe the process of R&D, the R&D process of Alibaba Cloud right now vis-a-vis your competitors?
We are doing a lot of localizations. We believe that, you know, whatever technologies that you have right now, if there's no localizations, it may not suit to the local market itself.
Yeah.
So looking,
so one size does not fit all, I suppose.
Yes. So for Sena itself, we actually work together with their R&D team. Our R&D team actually worked with their R&D team for quite a long time to understand that, you know, Malaysia's traffic requirements and also what we already have in China itself and how we actually do the localizations to fit into the market itself. All right. So this localizations is very key and very important, and you can see that, you know, how Alibaba Cloud committed to Malaysia market itself.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more about the fast-changing world of digital technology. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still watching Notepad. I'm still your host, Ibrahim Sani, and I still have the same guest, Kenny Tan, Alibaba Cloud. But the thing that we want to talk about a little bit different right now is on the world of the changing digital landscape. And it's also important for Malaysian companies to upskill themselves in terms of providing solutions for the market, not only in the current local market that they operate in, but how they can export the market across the borders of the country. How do you think Malaysian companies can better reshape their business to, I guess, further advance their respective industries using data and using information from data, intelligence?
Well, a lot of companies or enterprises, they currently do have a lot of data with them, includes the transactions, include their customers' informations. But I found out that some of the enterprises are still not there yet on fully leverage on the data.
Why is this the case?
Well, first of all, they do not know who is their customers. We call it customer 360s. From the customer 360 profile itself, they will able to understand more on their customer behavior and where their customers coming from. All right. With that, then they will able to target better on where is the customer's locations or which regions are they, and then with that they can do specific targets of marketing. So these are all the data around in an organizations or in enterprises. But today's not every of the enterprises are doing that.
Looking over the horizon, a lot of words and a lot of, I guess, statements have been discussed. We're talking 5G, AI, we're talking big data, all this, IoT, all this have been, talked to death by companies when they want to think about future-proofing themselves. Where do you stand in terms of moving past the buzzwords that these things are currently right now into making things a little bit more realistic for Malaysian companies to pick up and explore real tangible steps? Where do you think it lies?
Well, I think AI, big data is not a slogan, all right? But today, when I met with a lot of enterprises, even a business unit, they told me that, we're looking for AI, we're looking for big data. My next question to them is, okay, what are you trying to solve?
Yeah.
What is the problem you're trying to solve? Well, some enterprises may not have solving problems just because my competitors have AI, my competitors have big data, I want to have an AI and a big data as well. So this is, I would say that this is not a right move. Yeah.
Like
right?
You have a bicycle, I also want a bicycle. It's
yes, you
thing.
have a expensive bicycle, I also want to have it, right? But do you really ride fast enough, all right? So this is very depending on every individual, every enterprise itself. All right. Looking at that, you're talking about IoT. We have a customers who plant chili padi, and they are using IoT device to understand the weather, to understand how much effort or how much they need to put chemicals or whatever is that inside the on the plant itself or on the soil. All right. They're using an IoT device to actually detect and to understand, and then the chili padi growth to become a quality chili padi itself. So this is where we see even a chili padi can leverage on IoT's technology to help them in the business. And you see there's a use case. because I want to assure my chili padi is healthy, bigger, moderate, you know, and we can export, right? But the rest, do the rest of the enterprises, do they really, like, you know, think of this way? Well, it's not everyone says that, you know, big data, AI, IoT, oh yeah, today I want to go with this.
Yeah.
Then go where, right? End of the day, you have to solve a problem. What is your pain point right now, right? For instance, I mentioned a lot of customers do not have a profiling of their customers. Well, this is also part of a big data, right? So profile your customers, do a profilings, and then you can use these profilings, match with your products, and do a recommendation.
But
that is a recommendation engine.
These are for companies that know the things that they don't know. Chances are you're going to get clients that don't know the things that they don't know.
Yep.
How do you help those people?
Well,
yes. they want to better themselves, but
Yes.
they just don't know the things they don't know.
Yeah, so what we normally do with this group of customers, we would give a consultation to them. We will go and do a study, we'll understand, all right, what is your current footprints, what is your current blueprints of your IT landscape. We also would like to understand that the enterprise or the customers' visions and missions. And after that, we can come with a proposal to them, says that, look, this is what you should do, step by step.
But that's massive, right? Not only do you have to roll out your client-interfacing salespeople, your own salespeople to get more clients, you got to figure out the R&D that works back home, that makes things a little bit more localized for your clients, for ensuring that you continuously have a solution for them. Now you have a consultancy business trying to assist clients that don't know the things that they can improve themselves. How do you manage all these kind of multifaceted roles, considering that, you know, this market is constantly changing? Is Alibaba fit for this kind of challenge?
You see, digital transformations is already a challenge, and a lot of people are also trying their best to adopting on the digital transformations, right? But if we are not taking this to educate the enterprises or the SME, then we don't expect they learn it themselves, and they won't adopt it, all right? The path is hard, but with the educations, enterprises or SME will know, will understand, and will appreciate what we have done to them, and we have teach them, or we have given the insights to them and on how to do a business. You know, bear in mind, Alibaba Group's mission is to make business easy everywhere, right? And that is where we are. And giving advice, giving consultations to our clients is, I would say, is something that day in, day out that we are doing.
Final question, do you think Alibaba has that kind of advantage because it comes from an Asian kind of mindset, kind of Eastern kind of mindset? Because your biggest competitors mostly are Western. I'm talking about Amazon, Microsoft. They come from the Western kind of mindset. Does that play a role into how you want to grow this business?
I think from Alibaba Cloud standpoint, we are very much on localizations. Our missions, our thought process will be to empower the locals. And that is the team directions. Is like, you know, we are here to empower the locals. We are here to bring the technologies to the locals, help the locals to the next level. And
don't charge too much, I suppose.
Well, there will be there are charges, definitely.
Yeah.
That's from a business standpoint. But we need to do our part.
Yeah.
We need to do our part as a team that to empower them, to educate them, and bring them to the next level. If not, then
it will be difficult for everyone.
It's difficult.
Yeah. That was my conversation with Kenny Tan of Alibaba Cloud. Thanks very much for watching. If you missed any part of this interview, just make sure to download this kind of episodes on the Astro AWANI app. You can download it from a cloud service provider that we have right now of Astro. That is on astroawani.com, as well as on the apps from the Google Play and the Apple App Store. Until next time, thanks very much for watching, and goodbye. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.